Greetings, YouTubers. You weren't expecting me, were you? I thought I'd just jump up and explain a little bit of what's happened to Poppy. Now, are you sitting comfortably, children? Now we'll begin. That's showing my age. Watch with Poppy. It's the day after Boxing Day, so it's the 27th of December 2019. A very, very good morning to you from Big Jim, London Taxi International, TX2 Silver range on a 2003 plate with 287,000 miles on the clock. Welcome aboard, everyone, for a little journey here. I just wanted to share this one with you. If you remember, over in the last couple of vlogs, because I've put a couple over this week, I was telling you about the problems I was having with Poppy. I couldn't suss out this noise. Every time I was on a sweeping right hand bend, whoa, 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 going to a left hand bend, absolutely fine. So I'm thinking, what the flipping hell's the matter with her, you know? And it wasn't getting any worse, as I said to you, but also it wasn't getting any better. So I've been scratching my head. So the first thing I done was I came out and I've tightened the main lead from the battery down to the starter motor. Well, actually I took it off. I've copper sealed it. All those you in the know what copper seal is. So that's been copper sealed, re-put on. She started absolutely fine. I'm 99% sure that's what the problem was. It wasn't a flat battery, it was basically no connection to the live side of the system. But I still had this whirring noise, so I thought to myself, it's got to get this sorted. It's driving me flipping mad. So, jacked the old girl up again. First thing I done, span the wheel. Listened, nothing. Quiet, not a sound. Just the wheel turning, possibly just slightly nipping onto the front, onto the disc pads. Only just a little tick, 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 tick. That's it, that's perfect. So, okay. Tried to find some free play, top and bottom, left and right, nothing. Check behind the steering, check behind the wheel, or where the wheel, now it's at a full right angle, which really helps actually, because you can really turn these wheels. All the rubbers on there, track rod ends, ball joints, top and bottom swivels, all fine, nothing wrong with them at all. Absolutely fine, no play, no movement. So what is this whoa, 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 whoa? And it's driving me flipping mad. I thought, I've got to suss it. So I thought, right, I'm going to go over quickly for about an hour and do a full check on the vehicle all the way over. Because, as you know as well, if you know your vehicles, sometimes you can get something that's called transmission sound. And although it sounds like it's coming from the near side front, it could be coming from somewhere else starting, and there's something that's attaching over to that section that's resonating the sound over to there. So I started at the back of the vehicle. Remember, Poppy had a whack up the back, checked all that over, absolutely fine, nothing wrong there at all. Moved up to the front of the vehicle. I got right up to the front, nothing. I checked the free play on the auxiliary drive belt. I've got about 1/4 inch play at its longest point between the top pulley and coming up to the top going down to the bottom. That's absolutely fine. It's not slipping, it's not squeaking, and I checked it, it's running on the bottom pulley as well, dead square, all teeth lined up, nothing. So this is starting to now get to me. What the flipping hell is it? So I thought, right, alright, I'll just go back to basics, go back to the Haynes manual, and let's do a check from start to finish sort of thing in my head. So the first thing I done obviously was checked all the fluid levels. So I thought, right, well, I'm just going to check them all, because sometimes the sight glass can look like there's something in there, but the oil in there could have left a residue behind and been dirty, and from the outside you think it's something up at a level and it's not. So the first thing I done, I checked the automatic transmission level. No, I didn't. I checked the power steering fluid. Power steering fluid, because remember, new box is on this now. That is spot on. Took the cap off, absolutely fine, right up to the top. Okay, that's fine. Water levels, checked all those, absolutely fine on them, no loss of water. Then I thought, right, engine oil, check that, on the mark. This old girl does not burn a drop of oil, and that's where my problem came. This is where the basic maintenance went out the window a little bit, because although I said I tinker a lot under this bonnet, there's certain things it doesn't use a drop of oil, this. So in the back of my head, that's something I really don't have to bother with. So I checked the engine oil, absolutely fine. I checked the gearbox oil. Now the gearbox oil on these, on the TX range, with the Nissan gearbox, has to be checked a certain way. Basically start the engine, leave it running, into park, handbrake on. Excuse me, I've still got this cough. It's getting better though, I think. Put it into first with the handbrake on, leave it in there for 10 seconds, go into second with the handbrake on, stationary obviously. Don't rev it, you don't have to touch the throttle, leave it for 10 seconds, put it into neutral, leave it for 10 seconds, put it into reverse, I had to look down there, back into park. Do that about 5 times. What that does is it primes all the correct parts within the gearbox, so they've accepted all the fluid. So I've done all that. So big long dipstick on this one, right up in the bulkhead. Pulled it out, it's probably about 4 foot long. Dipped it in, pulled it out. Where's the oil? Where is the oil? There's nothing showing on the dipstick. Now you've got a hot area on these dipsticks, and you've got a hatched area. The hatched area is keep away from it. The hot area is what you measure when something is hot, and you're meant to take readings of these when the gearbox is warm, after you've gone through all this test. So I thought, hang on a minute, what's happened here? Cleaned the rag off, stuck it back in again, nothing. So down to my local shop, Dextron 2 ATF, automatic transmission fluid, stuck in 1.5 litres of Dextron 2. I couldn't believe it. I thought, where the bloody hell's that gone, the oil? Now remember, these vehicles like to sweat. They love to sweat, as we talk about. If you've got a £12,000 granite driveway, do not buy a TX2 and park it, because you will get a lovely patina. You cannot stop these buggers from leaking. They don't leak a lot. And because when I got this nearly a year ago, I've not been really near the gearbox oil at all. I've only checked it 2 or 3 times in the early days. I get a few drips underneath the vehicle, just a few. They're not bad. The drips aren't bad. But I suppose over the course of 6 or 7 months, and because I've not bothered to check, naughty Jimmy, it didn't have any oil in, so I didn't even click about that and the words. So I thought, geez, I better get some flipping Dextron. Anyway, bought 1 litre, stuck it in, it came up. Now at least I know I haven't run the gearbox completely dry, because these gearboxes in here, I believe, are 7 litres. That's what they take. It's a big is it 7 litres? Yeah, I think it's 7 litres in here. So I know that there's some in the reserve, because it come 1/4 of the way up the dipstick. So I thought to myself, right, it's come up 1/4 of the way, that's good, I'll go and get another litre. My local little Going Spare, it's called, shop is absolutely amazing. It's worth the drive over from Worthing to get to it. everything in there at far cheaper prices. Anyway, that's just me giving them a little touch there. So I went back in and got another one. It took half of that, so it's taken 1.5 litres, excuse me. It's taken 1.5 litres. Stuck it in, checked the fluid. Yep, absolutely fine. Gonna have to keep an eye on that, which means I'll just keep topping it up, because I am not gonna start, well, unless I have to do a full oil change on this, and then you remove the sump, the gearbox sump, and you do have to do it occasionally, because within the gearbox sump you got a filter, and that blocks, and if that blocks, then it's going to bugger up your gearbox, because all the crap from your gearbox just gets meshed around all the bands, and you don't want that. So when I bought this car, the Dextron was right up, lovely red fluid, absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. So it's leaked out 1.5 litres over the course of a year. At least I know now where the leak's coming from. Before I thought could be gearbox, could be oil, it could be engine oil. Now I know. Could it be power steering? No, I know what it is now. So done all that, done all the checks. Okay, I still couldn't find what this noise was, and I thought, well, I'm gonna have to get it over to the guys over at Chessington and let them look at this and get it up on the ramp and see if they can see anything a bit, you know, that I can't. And I'll get over there and we'll have a look. So I thought to myself, right, filled up with Dextron, and I actually done that outside going spare, because I didn't want to run the gearbox too low on fluid, knowing that a new gearbox for one of these is about 600 quid, a recon box. So stuck it in, jumped in Poppy. First thing I noticed, I thought, oh, she sounds a little bit quiet. Thought it might just be me. Drove her off. Thought, well, I've just added the gearbox oil in, so as I was driving, I primed all the gears, i.e. first, second, neutral, didn't go into reverse obviously because I'm going forwards, into drive, back a few times, and then I notice I'm going around the corners, the sweeping right hand bends, like I'm doing now, and it's silent. There's no noise whatsoever. And I'm thinking, now, how can that be? It was definitely down on that near side. Front. Not the box. But, look guys, as I'm driving this car now, it was that. 1.5 litres of automatic transmission fluid has, well, it appears to have cured the problem. Now, I don't know. Perhaps someone on there below, you're a bit knowledgeable, more knowledgeable than I am. If you can let me sort of give me a once-up of what you reckon it was. It was only 1.5 litres, that's all. Well, obviously, the gearbox wasn't liking it, and perhaps it was vibrating and shaking and causing this noise. But anyway, at the moment, touch Formica, it seems to have cured the problem. So I'll let you know in the next few days. That's one less job I've got to worry about, until we have to obviously get the gearbox and put a proper seal on it. But I mean, 1.5 litres in 12 months, that's not bad, is it? That's livable, isn't it? Only paid £5 a litre for the oil. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. I'm now going off to go to the shops, because with this cough I've been laid up a little bit with it, and now I'm going into the shops because I've got to get some shopping. I've got nothing in the house. Absolutely nothing in the house. Alright guys, it's nice to bring something positive to you. I will let this one roll. And from the big guy, London Taxi International, TX2 with 286,000 miles on the clock on a 2003 plate. Wish you a happy new year coming up. If I get a chance to get one, I'll get it out. Cheers guys.